Ask yourself. The 10, the 20, the 30, the $40,000, the hundreds, some of you millions of dollars has passed through your hands, and yet still you couldn't realize any positive dividends out of the money. It has all been laid wasted. Ask yourself, how did you ended up in such situation? And these rich men in the society, they keep on telling you that they started their business with just a chicken change. And you yourself, with an introspection, you could see clearly that they have progressed and you have rather retrogressed. The difference between you and those people is that they have fortified themselves spiritually. Some of you people, you have decided to neglect to seek the prospect of your spiritual life. That is why most of you are not successful in life. So this coming 29th, a lot of things are going to happen live in Kumasi. Okay? A lot of things are going to happen. A lot of things are going to happen live on that faithful day. We will pray to harness the power of protection regarding the lives of people that needs an impartation to move a step ahead of their lives, people that find themselves in shackles. All those shackles will be broken on that faithful day. Those of you that an evil pronouncement has been made over your life, so when you sit down and ascertain certain things, you could see clearly that you are not progressing in the society and you have done everything within your intellectual prowess, but yet still you are still stuck. Don't isolate yourself from this particular program. See this particular program as an opportunity, and then once you see it as an opportunity, you seize it and make it your own. Of course, irrespective of your status, whether you're a legal luminary, you're a medical expert, you are a businessman that owns a chain of business conglomerate, wherever that you're coming from all walks of life, respectfully from the fourth physical quadrant, wherever that you are highly welcome on the 29th of December 2026. In fact, I can't wait to have one-on-one encounter with you. So you just come in your numbers, come with your loved ones, your fiancés, your husband, your wife, your kids, everybody. Just grab your tickets, grab your keys. Some of you, I know very well that you'll be driving to this church premises. So you just grab your car keys. If I were to be you, I would have started the EG as I speak with you and wait for 29th. So get yourself prepared, right? And God bless you and bless you so much. Now, somebody says the network is not helping them. Why? Should I increase my voice and tone down and speak as a Ghanaian? You know, some of you people, especially the local ones, your style of communication. When you speak English, you'll be opening your mouth just like that. This very evening, I'm actually feeling the breeze of these American accent. Now that's just by the way. Let's go to the comment section and see if we've got some messages over there. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, I think we don't have any questions at the comment section. Most of the messages that we have in there all probably connote to what we call greetings. It's probably an exchange of pleasantries. So let's see what is next. Somebody says, Papa, I don't get notification of late. Well, just leave them. You know, they have actually started hunting the channel as well. But you see, I'm not much bothered. Let it be as how it is. Okay? That's why you see that the number of viewership has been reduced. But all the same, let it be as how it is. Somebody says, I'm going through attacks. What can I do? Where exactly are you chatting us from? Which country are you? With all due respect, where exactly are you? Please, if you have any question, you can as well grab your keypads and channel everything to the comment section. Okay? All these spiritual attacks from your job centers, spiritual attack from dreams, physical attack, intellectual attack, financial attack, with all due respect, come, and once I pray for you, the Lord is going to put a stop to all these attacks. Some of you, at this particular juncture, you find yourself in a situation where there is nothing that you can do. You must get somebody that has been welded with what we call strength, and not just physical strength, spiritual strength. So just come, okay? Okay. That is how it is. Oh, my people, the good people of Ghana. Now, let me say this quickly. I just want to interject with this, though it is not part of our conversation, but I've decided to chip in with this. Okay, let me stop it. You just let me stop. Let's move on. If you have any question, you can as well leave it at the comment section. Leave it. Somebody says that, is it tangible for you to pray whilst you are lying in your bed? It is acceptable depending on your mood. If you feel comfortable lying in your bed to pray, what prevents you from doing that? You can lie in your bed and pray based on the nature of the prayer. If it connotes to prayer of supplication, I prefer you go on your knees. Supplication, you must go on your knees. Thanksgiving, you must go on your knees. But when it comes to prayer that connotes to warfare, you are probably at war with the dark side. With that, you must stand on your feet and roar like a lion and break them, scatter them, shatter them. Okay? So when it comes to prayer of supplication, thanksgiving prayers, you must go on your knees. Okay? Go on your knees. It shows that you are humble, because prayer of supplication necessarily connotes to two patterns, or this particular kind of prayer, it follows two patterns. The first one is wants, and the second one is needs. In the life of humanity, once you render a supplicative prayer, it follows two pattern, and the pattern one is wants and needs. You tell the Holy One to give you what you need or what you want. So since you are asking the Holy One to try as much as possible to render what you need for you or render what you want for you, you must go on your knees. That makes you a respected and a well brought up individual in the presence of the Holy One. Once you want to go and give thanks, even when a king is probably seated on a throne and you go before the king, you bow to this particular king, and some of them, their culture demands that you prostrate. So what is wrong when you go before the Holy One and you prostrate or probably kneel down to thank God for what He has done for you? That is actually the best way to do it. Okay? But when it comes to the prayer of welfare, with that, you stand on your feet. You can roll on the ground. You can stamp your feet on the ground. You can clap your hands. You can shout, do whatever. As far as it gives you that comfortability, do it. You are probably at the war front, and you must do whatever that pleases you and pleases the Holy One at large. So that is the whole issue, okay? Okay. So it's like me, to my dismay. My wife, maybe let me use this as an example. Your wife needs something, and as a man you are seated, and then she come and stand on your neck and say this and that. It doesn't show maturity, and it doesn't show a sign which portrays somebody who was actually well brought up. But once your husband is seated in a chair, when you go, you must kneel or at least bow. You don't stand on height. You condescend low and then ask her for something. It shows that you are matured and you are well brought up. And that is it, okay? You don't stand toe to toe and do that. So let's move on. Somebody said that, Celia, did Apostle John catch a revelation about even Hashetia when he wrote John? Let me tell you, every prophet, every man of God that has ever existed, I'm not talking in respect of these recent so-called prophets that we have been seeing them on the mainstream, where they have gone to a very far place to fortify themselves, to acquire a magical powers or a charm to be used in the gospel fraternity. You must understand, there is nobody. That is why I've told you, just go and check it in the Bible. Every man of God, every genuine man of God who carries weight, if you carry weight in life, right, in the presence of the Holy One, there is nothing that you do. The Holy One will definitely give you an even shetia. So get that. So if you are a man of God, whether you are a woman of God, a bishop, a prophetess, whatever, I respect you so much. But in case you have not yet have your share in the even shetia, then you must try as much as possible and get closer to somebody who has knowledge about that, or else in the future your salvation will be very difficult. I'm telling you the truth. In the future, when you transcend beyond this region, in your journey to the zenith of heavens, you will definitely have issues with the Holy One. But you see, when you get access to stand on the even Shetia, you will be taken into consideration. So with all due respect, if you are a woman of God, a man of God, a prophet, a prophetess, whoever you are, I respect you so much. I respect you so much. But you must have your share in the even Shetia. Your leg must touch the even Shetia. Your eyes must see the even Shetia. Your hands must touch the even Shetia. Feel it and examine it as how it is. And by virtue of that, this is where you have been given a foundation. Okay? I know you don't have any idea about some of the things that I teach you, but I love you people and respect you so much. That is why I always make sure to disclose certain things that are supposed to be buried under the carpet. I tell you anything that will help you in your Christian faith, I will tell you. Okay, anything that will contribute positively to your Christian journey, I will definitely disclose it to you so that you prepare towards it. Okay, Kojapia says, please, Papa, last time you said you have 2 prophecies for us, but you did not get to tell us. Yes, was it regarding the August or something? Now, let me tell you this. Our brother Baumia, the NPP flag bearer, he has a lot because there had been a meeting against his political career, and the meeting has been strategized in 4 ways, and by the time they are done deploying all the 4 strategies, Baumia, 2028 will be very difficult for you to come to power. But as I speak with you, if you are able to get in touch with able men and they are able to override certain schemes and tactics deployed against you in 2028 coming election, you also have the opportunity to have your share in the national cake. You will also laugh. Now, let me give you a clue about what has been devised against you. First one, there have been an agenda to stir up the Islamic communities, where most of the Muslims will start from today, as I've spoken to you, till 2028, where elections will be held. Muslims will start misbehaving in this country, and by virtue of that, the pastors will base their argument on that to tell the populace that, you see, the life of Muslims, they are wicked, they are blood sharers, they are this, they are that, so that it will go against you because you carry the identity of the Islamic spirit. Okay? We all know you to be somebody who is a Muslim. So once Muslims start misbehaving, it will go against you. So there have been some cabals right from the corridors of your opponents who will intentionally stir up the Islamic community for the Muslims to come out to misbehave and wage war against the Christians by raining insults and inciting conflict, and then trying to intimidate the Christian faith. And once they do that, the entire Christian populace will also get angry. And by virtue of that, when they decide to retaliate, then they will later end up by saying that since you are a Muslim, they will not support any Muslim. So Baumia, this is one of it. It's a weapon that they will use against you. You need men, able men. I'm not talking about these braggarts, okay? You need senior men like our type. You need senior men like our type. So Baumia, you must understand things. If only you want to become the president of this country, then you must wake up, because you are sleeping. A lot of things are going on, and once they are able to engineer all this, please, it will be very difficult for you to become president of this country. So with all due respect, I'm just giving you a gist. A gist. Now it is left with 3 weapons, and by the time they are done executing all this agenda, Baumia, I can attest to you that your political career will be left with nothing. Oh, OPATAFUOR. Oh my goodness. I am OPATAFUOR, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So with all due respect, please. Oh my goodness. If you have any question, please, you can leave it at the comment section for me. If you want me to have your question answered. Okay. So, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, wake up from your sleep and stand up on your feet, because you are lost within all dimensions. In the realms of the spirit, you have allowed somebody to take take the lead. Somebody has taken the lead in 2028 Cummings election. And when you work hard, overtaking is allowed. Okay? Or yes, still, you can pass through my corner to pay me a visit, so that we can smoke peace pipe. You know that usually at first I used to have issues with you people because of how you people mishandled some of us. I'm talking respect of the debt exchange program that you initiated. It didn't go well with us, but you see, that is just by the way. So Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, the assured candidate for 2028. Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness. the poignant occult cabals vitiate your presidential apotheosis. That is an English word, okay? You can translate it. An poignant occult cabals vitiate your presidential apotheosis. Oh my goodness. So with all due respect, let me commend this man too. He is also performing well. The IGP, you are doing well, because to me, you are doing well. Yes, you have been able to curb criminal situations in this country. How you have deployed your men to the slums and ghettos where most of the criminals are hiding, and the majority of these criminals have been apprehended, and I must commend you for that. IGP Tete Yohuno, I salute you. You are doing a wonderful job, okay? Keep it up. And still, you've got a lot of works to do. So work hard for Mother Ghana. You are somebody who doesn't talk much. I have grown to respect you for that. You don't like the camera, like the Asumasi, who can go to cocoa farm and shoot a video and come out and tell people, and a whole lot of things were going on. But you are very silent in the system, and behind your silence, you're working so hard. You're working so hard. Now, let me use this as an official appeal to the president. President, with all due respect, now when you look at the situation of Accra Kumasi Road, in fact, it is in a state of dilapidated melancholy. And as a matter of fact, we know for a fact that you've initiated a new project which is ongoing. So it is two things that I am actually appealing to you. It's either your new project, you speed up, or find a way to find solution to our Accra Kumasi highway. In fact, it is so pathetic. Sometimes, as I speak with you, majority of the people have navigated to airwaves, because they know for a fact that once they make an attempt to cross this particular length by using the Accra Kumasi road, it's not going to end them well. But the question in here is that, what about those who cannot afford the fare of a plane? What about those? They can't afford the fare of these Accra Kumasi through the airwaves. We have been using the ground by these VIP, the STC, and our private transport corporations that we have in this country. So with all due respect, President Mahama, with all due respect, find a solution for us. Because the number of people that are losing their life on Accra Kumasi highway In fact, it is not worth it. So before you leave the seat and go home peacefully, try as much as possible to work this personally for me. I am appealing to you based on my personal interest. My biggest dream is to wake up one day and Accra Kumasi road, it's either it has been rehabilitated or we have been able to construct a new one. That is my biggest dream. My biggest dream is that. So with all due respect, President of the country, Senior, tonight, let me find favor on your desk and I appeal on the behalf of all Ghanaians, especially who uses that route. It doesn't speak well of us, because if we are to tell you the number of people who have lost their life on Accra and Kumasi highway, in fact, as I'm talking, I am even feeling sad. So, Mr. President, with all due respect, try as much as possible and work things out for us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, with all due respect, Linda says, "Oh, please, you cannot sound like you are not comfortable flying." You see, sometimes, you see, if you want to see the true color of a leader and how a leader feels about his people, pay attention to patterns. Okay, maybe I have the money. I can fly from Kumasi to Accra. But the question in here is that, what about my fellow brothers and sisters who can't afford that exorbitant price? Now, as I speak with you, I think Accra to Kumasi is more than 3,000 Ghana cedis. And you can imagine, most of these women who are standing on the roadside, their capital is not even up to $200-300. Those who are selling Pura and other carbonated drinks on the roadside, how much is their capital? So in case if they have the intention of traveling from Accra to Kumasi or Kumasi to Accra, how would these people be able to afford flight? They would definitely use the road. So if they use this particular road, what is the assurance of these people getting to their destination? The road is too narrow and deteriorated at the same time. That is the main reason why people are losing their lives on a daily basis. Because sometimes the drivers, they are tempted to swerve certain potholes. And when they try to shoot the steering, just like that, they lose his control, and by the time they realize, they have landed in a crash with a different car, which is actually navigating a different path. Okay, so we must make sure that that particular Accra Kumasi, something is done about that. Now, when President Kufuor was in power, he did the Nkoko bypass. Now, the question in here is that, how many times do you hear of the Nkoko bypass, people having accident on it? The Nkoko bypass, how many times? Have you been hearing that a car has had an accident on Nkoko bypass? Just ask yourself those questions. The reason being is that no matter the speed at which you are driving, you will get to your destination because the road is so big and there is no car coming from the opposite direction. So you are able to go at any speed that you want. But in the likes of the normal road, that is not how it is. The road is too small. Apart from its smallish nature, it is deteriorated at the same time. A lot of potholes. So you see, we must pay attention to it. That is why I am personally appealing to President Mahama, the listening president. We know that in this country, President Mahama, we have been giving you the title, the listening president. I'm not the one who gave it to you, but that is what they are saying out there. They say you are a president who listens to the cry of the ordinary citizen. So I am also an ordinary citizen. I hold no position in this country. I am just OPATAFUOR. But I'm appealing to you, find a way and resolve this issue. And I know that if you are able to resolve this issue, one day there will be a lamp at the end of the tunnel for you and your generation. So you must understand, OPATAFUOR. Now, Dr. Mahmoud Maubia, find a way to come and greet the great seer in the secret abode where I'll make you to understand certain things. Or you can also pay a visit where you deem it fit. You must understand certain things. There had been some poignant occult cabals who vitiate your presidential apotheosis, and they have actually schemed out to 4 tactics that they will use to they will deploy to attack you and make sure you lose it. So you must understand that. Oh my goodness. OPATAFUOR. Baumia and poignant occult cabals vitiate your presidential apotheosis. Look for me one way or the other. That is, if you are pleased. I am OPATAFUOR. And then our own brother and father, Mr. Julius, and at the same time, our current chief of staff, chairman. I mean, country, Mam Kakrama Minio, OPATAFUOR, me yadao underground, me yadao cool light, anti Mam Kakra, Nanka min fan me home. And she say, once the cry, dear mommy, she say, OPATAFUOR ampa. Oh, sorry. I'm not supposed to speak to you, right? It's very difficult for me. Mr. Julius, right? Mr. Julius Deborah. It's very difficult for your boy. Show some love at least. Some chicken change will help. It is not easy for me to get $1. You see, Even this evening, I've not eaten. I've not eaten. It's not like I don't want to eat, but it's just that there is no food. And the reason why there is no food in the house is because there is no money to provide those things. So with all due respect, Mr. Julius, I'm drinking water. And it is not good for Ghana to have a man of your type and you sit down and see a prophet of my type to go hunger and sleep with the hunger at the same time. Mr. Julius, you must do something. So that is just by the way, with all due respect. If you have any message, kindly channel everything to the comment section for me and make sure that you also do your best by sharing this live telecast to a lot of people as much as you can. And make sure that if you are an NPP member, let this particular video get to the end of Mr. Baumia. Oh, Mr. Baumia. It's a good thing. Oh, so Linda, that's the whole show, right? OPATAFUOR now, I'm broke. As you can see. I'm broke. I had wanted to even go get some water to drink, but you see, there's no water in the house. So I'm waiting for, what should I wait? I'm waiting and having the hope that it will rain this evening. And when it rains, I'll collect some of the rainwater, sieve it and drink. That is the only hope left, because I can't buy water as I speak with you. I'm waiting for rainwater. Oh my goodness. Please, do you have any water? Sorry, you see. Do you have any question? If you have any question, leave it at the comment section for me. Oh my goodness. Yes, Mr. Digital Baumia. Mr. Baumia. It's a good thing. Wow. So please, is there anything for me? Let me know at the comment section. Or do you have anything for me? Or some cash? Oh, drop it at the mobile wallet, okay? The wallet is there. Oh, OPATAFUOR. I'm one of the biggest. Whether you hate me or like me, I'm still the biggest. The finest among all the prophets and the bishops as well. So that is just by the way. Oh my goodness.
Yamana ego Professor OPATAFUOR Missy Yejenografi Yejinemu Yamana ego Professor OPATAFUOR Yejenografi Yejinemu Yamana ego Professor OPATAFUOR Yejenografi Yejinemu Yamana ego Professor OPATAFUOR.
Mr. Baumia, wherever you're watching me, I'm here to tell you that they have devised strategies against you. And this is coming from these opoignant occult cabals. These people have the intention of vitiating your presidential apotheosis. And with that, you must get somebody with an upper hand to work things out for you. And as I said earlier on, the first strategy is to stir up the Islamic community for Muslims to misbehave, come out and bully the Christians, which will trigger the Christian community, where most pastors will start rolling and coming against the Islamic religion. And when they do that, they will say you are a Muslim, and because of that, nobody should cast their votes in your favor. This is a major strategy against you in the corridors of politics. So please sit up and work hard at the same time. Okay? Oh my goodness. Somebody says, what has that done? The name you just mentioned, Kwame Appiah-Silas, what has that name done? Can you tell me at the comment section? OPATAFUOR, I am always there, one of the biggest. Oh my goodness. I've got a lot of enemies, right? But we're not afraid of them. We're not afraid of them. I've got a lot of enemies, but I am certainly not afraid of those people. Get that. So that is just by the way. I'm working hard. I am working hard. The project is still ongoing and it's basically in the pipeline. And one day, in less than 90 days, I'll show you the outcome of what we have been able to do within the space of 9 to 10, 11 months. Let's say 1 year, and that is just by the way. So please, do you have any question or I should sign out? Go and put my head down. Thank you very much, Linda. Linda says, but you are not one of the biggest. The reason why I said I'm one of the biggest is because we have had in the likes of Moses and Jeremiah and all these are predecessors, and I really admire them very well, and I respect them as well. But in this current generation, I am the one to whom the Father is highly pleased. I decide who should enter the gate and who should not, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you believe in yourself that spiritually too you are strong, you can meet me. And let's work something out. Oh my goodness. Kwame Appiah says, I heard 2028 he is contesting. Well, that is his own cup of tea. I don't have any idea of what you're saying, okay? If the Lord has said anything about him, I'll probably say it. But you see, I've not heard anything, neither have I received any revelational knowledge about him. So because of that, I don't want to talk about him. Once I get it, I'll say it. Okay? So that is just by the way. Okay. Oh my goodness. So I told you that this Iranian and American war will keep on till somewhere November, December, and still some of the people came out to tell the world that very soon the Iranian and the Americans, their war will end. Please, with all due respect, has it ended or still? I've not been able to listen to news for about 2 weeks now because I've been preoccupied, and that is how it is. Now you must understand that next year something is going to happen. Next year something is going to happen in next year. And this year I told you that a lot of things were happening, but yet some of them has not yet happened, and some too has happened. And we are still migrating from January to December. We've not gotten to our final destination, which is probably on the 12th month of this year. So you must understand, a lot of things will happen. I don't want to talk about it. Maybe 2 months later, I'll have time to discuss about what will happen in 2027. And do you know that in 2027, financially in Ghana, things are going to be tougher than as you see in 2026? Do you know that? You know, I don't just come out and give prophecies for speaking sake or prophecy sake. Most of the times when I give prophecies, I am there to go deeper and explain things to your hearing. So next year, 2027, life will be difficult than what you see because of 2 reasons. I quite remember in 2025, when we hadn't even entered into 2026, people were complaining that things were very difficult in 2025. And I was saying something in 2025 that once we enter into 2026, things will be very difficult financially. Things will be very difficult. Money will be squeezed out of the system, just like that. And people thought I was joking. And with all due respect, I hope those of you in Ghana, you can attest to what I'm saying. Financially, a lot of people has gone bankrupt due to this unprecedented catastrophes that has been happening in this country through the flooding situation that happened. You could see clearly that a lot of warehouses were looted by these flood. A lot of people's shops, a lot of people's buildings, in fact, were flooded, and most of their properties were torn apart and rendered asunder, just like that. And they had to start everything from Adam, which literally confirms the financial hardship prophecies that I gave. Now, with regards to the fire outbreak that we've experienced right from this particular year, you could see clearly that it hasn't been easy for some of you people that owns shops in vantage locations, like when it comes to Kumasi, people in KJTR, Doom and stuff like that. Those of you in Kantam, I don't know much about Accra, but those of you in Kantaman to Circle, recently Circle was flooded, and then Kantaman were in the likes of the other big shops in Accra, centers, big centers, where you have a lot of shops over there. There was a lot of fire outbreaks. And in fact, people have really run down. and all confirms the prophecies that I gave in 2025 that in this year a lot of people will lose their capital. And there are more stories that are yet to be confirmed. Okay? So get yourself prepared. In 2027, the situation of this country will worsen. It will be worsened more than what we are experiencing. Kwame Appiah says, Papa, I'm burning. Then you must find some water to quench the fire. Get yourself some water to quench the fire, because next year it's going to be hotter than what we are seeing. I can explain into details why next year will be worse than what we are experiencing this year. Now let's see something, Papa. When you said 2026 will be crazy, I thought you were putting icing on the cake, but Papa, right now I believe you 1000%. Oh wow, it sounds a bit. You see, I'm not trying to intimidate anybody, okay? I told you that there have been a seismic shift in the realms of the spirit, and because of that, it will probably affect certain areas. Do you know that in 2027, the rate at which cocoa is being produced in this country will be decreased? The percentage of cocoa production will be decreased in this country drastically. In the history of cocoa production, we've not had such analytics or data like that, okay? And it's not because of the president. There has been a seismic shift in the rest of the spirit. And because of that, sometimes, you see, you don't just give prophecies just like that. You must detail certain things down. So, you see, don't worry. Don't worry. Next year, you feel the heat. As I speak with you currently, most of you people, you are not feeling the heat. Don't worry. Next year, it will eventually get to your doorsteps. So if you have this opportunity, run to Bruni Chrome, receive your oil. You see, those of you who are connected to me, just go out there and conduct a survey by putting yourself on a scale with the other people who have not gotten the opportunity to either listen to me or to receive a prayer from me. And just listen to them, how they are suffering financially. So, you see, people are wallowing through a lot of problems. A lot of people are wallowing through a lot of problems financially. But majority of you people who are, spiritually attached to me just like that, you could see that even when you cry and keep on crying, at the end of the day, you see light at the end of the tunnel. It shows that indeed you are working with a being that has upper hand in the rest of the spirit. But there are people out there who are religious bodies and individuals as such. They all claim they worship God, but you see, they are going through thin and thick. Okay? So you have had it on a silver platter, because there's somebody hiding behind the scenes interceding on you people's behalf. So you're not going to feel the direct heat of what I'm saying. But you see, if I am to vomit you people out and then make you stand alone and face these worldly vicissitudes, this is where you understand the realities of what is happening. People are going through a lot. Of course. Now, Kodra Piasan says, one, Papa, I've seen you 3 times in my dream. And every time you come to pay me a visit in my home, but after we have chatted friendly, it get to where I intend to tell you my problems for you to pray for me. Suddenly, I will awake. Oh, Kwajo Minia. Kwajo Nyezo. Kwajo says say no, Kwajo waka kwantu. Ana Kwajo so ya aware says say Obeba Ghana, I just about 2060. Kwajo. Kwajo waka kwantu mu yayi mehwe na mape ayi lumba numi ya ka kwantu nam de asende bani de kwajo saneti o kwajo mi ada o oh my goodness kwajo na nya mi anka onfa nche mi nka be huru mi when then so that is just by the way, with all due respect. So next year a lot of things will happen, but well, once you have a prophet in the house, we have upper hand on what is perpetually bound to happen next year. We have upper hand on those things. So do well to connect with me regarding these things, okay? So next year, you're not going to see me as how you have been frequently been seeing me on media firms just like that. Next year, I have to pay 100% focus on my education, okay? And I've got a lot of exams to write next year, about 3-4 exams. And I'm a type that, you know, my lifestyle, I'm a gangster, right? You know, OPATAFUOR is a type who likes teasing people. So I must make sure to come out with a flying colors, right? Ooh. I'm the only one that has a well so deep to an extent where you can't fetch all the water out. Still, if you fill 4,000 metric tons of that particular water, still some will be remained in the well. So I've never run dry. If you like, come and affiliate yourself to the great one, and I'll give you an opportunity to fetch water in my well, and you enjoy life. This well, we have a lot of grass cutters in. Anything you will literally want to enjoy. Oh my goodness. The well is so deep. The well is so deep, extremely deep to an extent where no matter amount of water that you fetch out of this well, still it will never dry up. Proverbially, you must understand what I'm talking about. So with all due respect, salute you all tonight. Let's meet on Thursday. Thank you very much and bless you all.